Hello, welcome to Lore Master's Lair. I'm your Lore Master, here today for another look at a nation of Tian Xia. In Paizo's releases, we are currently taking a look at the high seas. So let's do the same over here and look at the underwater city-states collectively known as Xidao. Xidao sits in the Xidao Gulf between mainland Tianxi and Minkai's Peninsula. The lines between the various city-states began before Earthfall, when sea dragons mediated peace between warring states. But it was only after Earthfall, which caused the widening of the Ayamal Trench and having undead pour out of it year after year, the official confederacy was formed in order to solve that problem. The Tao is divided into east and west by the Ayamal Trench. The East is an economic powerhouse which allows merchants and politicians to flourish. Here is a strong sense of unity and where the various ancestries of the region swim together in harmony. It is also where the capital and largest magical schools are found. The West, on the other hand, are the closest to the trench and therefore always in preparation to fight, and also have a history of cooperating with local bandits in order to ensure preparedness. Xidao is a collective of underwater cities, and so aquatic creatures are the most abundant. We have a very sorry about that. We have a variety of Athomaros, Grindelos, Merfolks, Andoros, Phaedon, and Caecilius. Caecilius. The ones that have squid lower bodies. I'm not going to pronounce that correctly today. So, which make up the populace. There are also larger creatures with less of a day-to-day population like dragons and krakens. The sea is also filled both with ghosts and spirits, seeing the drowning ocean as home. With a division among the city-states across the Confederacy, there are many deities which find representation. We have universal deities like Abaddon Shaolin, local Tian deities like General Susumu, Daikatsu, Haifeng, and Qizong and Nilivati, and rare deities like Jinli and the trio of Shurkalis, Shurtaming, and Shurbaril. I actually said the names pretty decent today. I'm proud of myself for that one. Anyway, the rulers of the Confederacy are the Great Council, made of a representative of each city-state. They handle the big decisions, while each individual state is ruled in a way in which they desire. The council elects of a high matriarch, which, despite the name, can be any gender. The title is just a tradition, with their duty being to preside over the council for life or until a vote of no confidence, and who acts as the face of the council. The nation also traditionally has strong worship of dragons, and while that's not really any longer the case, there are still laws in place of having mediations by the local dragons. Looking at the cities, the east has the city of Yashabaru, the capital of the Confederacy, which also has the above water structures for servicing visitors. Also is remains the draconic palace of Uruknos. It is still where people come for a dragon's wisdom if needed, and also home to the largest magic academy in the area. On the west side, we have Pobashabla. 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 The Western capital, not officially capital, but and home of the armies to protect from both Ayamaru and the nation of Wanshou. And then there is Rio. The there's no vowels in the middle, just a U at the end, so I'm not going to pronounce that any better. But anyway, it's the city of pirates, where home which harbors fugitives of all sorts, which they are able to get away with because of their monopoly on pearls. Also of note are the various trade spires, which are markings with where surface drillers can trade with aquatic residents. And there are also similar dragon towers, though these are for the offerings which are used to calm dragons and stop storms. Which brings to the end of today's video. Will be a while until we talk about the new information in high seas, but we have some aquatic representation to celebrate the release too. But either way, next week we will only be traveling halfway around the world for no look at a god. I'll see you all then.